Wednesday afternoon, press conference time, videos emerging, issues that need to be addressed, media getting an opportunity to talk to certain players. One player they got an opportunity to talk to that didn't talk to on Sunday because he left, A.J. Brown, Eagles receiver. Now, quick summary. He was clearly frustrated coming out of Sunday's game against the Buccaneers. He was targeted 9 times and had 2 catches, I believe. It was his 3rd game out of 4 where he wasn't really called upon to do very much. He posted a biblical tweet, and the tweet said, I can't remember what the tweet said. Okay, you don't have to read it to me, Pete. I don't know how many times I have to say don't talk to me until you stop talking to me. Please. Especially when it's just me. Please. So there was a biblical tweet that basically the message was, if you're not listening, if you're not being listened to, withdraw quietly and just fade away. And it created this notion that he wants out, that he's not happy, he wants out. Jeff McClain of the Philadelphia Inquirer reported on Monday that it was directed at someone or someones within the Eagles organization. And we get a chance to hear from A.J. Brown on Wednesday. And it was a long clip, like nearly 5 minutes. And it's worth watching because it's internally inconsistent. He takes responsibility for the tweet, but the tweet isn't really about anyone. But he's frustrated. Let's hear a little bit of what he had to say, and I'll tell you more about my assessment of it on the other side.
I let my frustrations boil over. I didn't speak to the media. I had a chance to correct my frustrations, and I continue to let it boil over. That's on me. I take full accountability on that, posting that. My message on Twitter wasn't directed at anyone in the building. Not my coaches, not my quarterback, my GM, nobody,
Just to clarify, AJ, are you happy here?
Absolutely. This is home. This is my home, unfortunately, I did it to myself, I won't even say unfortunately, I did it to myself. But this is my home, man. I love it here, But you just see frustration because obviously, we want to be great, and most definitely, I want to be great as well. My teammates know. My teammates know that when the game's on the line, look at me, and I want everybody in the stadium to know that, and that's not a secret. I'm not shying away from that. And so that's where you see that frustration because that hunger comes out. And it's because I see we struggling, and I believe that you give the ball to me, I'm going to open up things, and I'm going to get this thing going. You can put it on my back. As of last year, you would look back and you would see, like, Saquon's on a historic pace. We're running the ball, but we weren't passing the ball too well, right? So now this year, we're struggling a little bit running the ball, and also we're still struggling passing the ball. So it's just like, all right, let's get this thing fixed before we run into a serious team, and now we learn from losing instead of learn from winning.
So, to summarize, yes, he was frustrated. He takes accountability for the tweet that was posted. But that tweet wasn't sending any messages to anyone. Wasn't talking about anyone at all within the organization. When I said, if you feel like you're not being heard or listened to, fade away. I'm responsible for that tweet, but no, it didn't mean anything. It doesn't make sense. There's nothing to apologize for. If the tweet didn't mean anything, there's nothing to say I'm accountable to. Oh, and by the way, I was frustrated. I was very frustrated because you need to get me the ball. None of it makes logical sense. And I think somebody came up with a talking point or a suggested way of handling this where you take responsibility for the tweet, but you make sure you say it had nothing to do with anyone on the team. And it's a very tough one to thread. Very tough. And remember last year when they were struggling a little bit, what's wrong with the offense? He said the passing game. And then boom, Brandon Graham said that A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts don't get along. They used to, and now they don't. There's some personal stuff between them. And then out came the mop and bucket. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. I don't know what's going on. No, he's just in the locker room all the time. He doesn't know. See, the Eagles are very good at a lot of things. And one thing they're good at is nothing to see here. Whenever something goes sideways, they find a way to clean it up, to get the toothpaste back in the tube, to get you not to notice the pile of toothpaste that everybody's slipping in on the floor because they say all the right things, except when they don't. But when someone screws up and accidentally blurts out the truth, they do a very good job of circling the wagons and saying to the media, no, 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 no. Your eyes are deceiving you. There's nothing to see here. 2 + 2 is 5. So if you watch the full 5 minutes, we have a link to it at PFT. It just something about it. Like I watched it twice because the first time I'm like, something about this is like, I take accountability for a tweet that doesn't mean what you think it means. And yes, I'm frustrated because I want the ball. Doesn't make sense. Jalen Hurts was asked about A.J. Brown as well. And how's your relationship? We're good. Pete, Hurts was also asked about Brown. Again. Trying to be nice. Both were asked about each other yesterday. Hurts was asked about Brown. Brown was asked about Hurts. Here's Brown regarding the issue of his communication with his quarterback, Jalen Hurts.
AJ, you mentioned you talked to Sirianni and Kevin Patullo quite a bit. How about Jalen? Like, what's your chemistry like with Jalen as you guys try to get this fixed?
Yeah, so we're always working to get on the same page. It's not that much of communication because of, like, during the game, I'm not the person that's on the sidelines saying, give me the ball, so I don't understand where people say that he's forcing me the ball because I'm complaining. And if you ask any of my teammates, I'm probably the quietest one on the sideline. I don't even go to the huddle during the timeouts. You know, I try to let the game come to me, and I don't even tell KP, call this and call that. You know, that's the player I am. Obviously, all of them are legitimate. We're calling plays. He's throwing, and he's not throwing just to miss on purpose, you know. And obviously, I'm trying to run my routes to catch the ball. You know, it's just, you know, some things happen, he misses or block or whatever the case may be, you know. So we're just trying to get on the same page and see it the same way and be where I need to be.
There's so much that's conveyed through that, because what do we always hear about receivers and quarterbacks? Chemistry. They spend time together. They know each other's movements. The quarterback knows what the receiver's going to be before the receiver's even there. You don't have 9 targets and 2 catches, which is what happened on Sunday. You have 7 targets, 7 catches. They click. They're not clicking. When Hurts was asked about Brown, about their relationship, Hurts said, we're good. We're good. At some point, when are people just going to generally call BS? Because I'm calling BS on what A.J. Brown said yesterday. Of course he was referring to somebody from the team with that tweet. Of course he was. But the process of returning toothpaste to toothpaste tube entailed saying, no, your eyes are deceiving you. These are not the droids you're looking for. Bullcrap. Of course he was lashing out against somebody. Of course Brandon Graham was accurate last year when he said there's a personal issue between A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts. Remember when they traded for Brown? Oh, this is great. Hurts and Brown are friends. I think Brown's the godfather of Hurts' child, or there's some personal connection like that. And yes, this is great. Something happened, and they've spent 2 years now hiding it from us. That is pretty impressive in this day and age, that as an organization, the Eagles have managed to hide from us whatever it is between Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown that has gone sideways to impact their relationship to the point where something's clearly off. We're good. I mean, really, who is going to say publicly, if there's some sort of dissension with a coworker, if there's a coworker that one of the two people in that relationship, and it could be mutual, they hate each other. Let's just say it's mutual. They hate each other. They can't stand working together. They don't want to be around each other, but they're forced to be. They don't even talk to each other. They don't acknowledge each other's existence. They're civil because, you know, it would be bad form plus an HR violation if they start beating the shit out of each other. But they don't like each other. They don't want to be around each other. And they're counting the days until they no longer have to deal with each other. Counting the hours until this weight, this negative presence is no longer part of their professional existence. if there's a press conference and they're asked about, do you think they're going to say all that? What are they going to say? We're good. Oh, we're good. We're good. Well, good. And we'll be even better when we're no longer have to work together. I mean, come on. Come on, people. Let's apply common sense. It's okay. Reporters aren't just scriveners of what people say. I mean, I don't know what we are. I know what I am. I'm somebody who isn't going to sit there passively and just share with you what someone says without giving you my take on what it means. And what A.J. Brown said yesterday was truth, bullshit, truth. Takes accountability for the tweet. Tweet doesn't mean anything. It doesn't refer to anybody from the team. And I'm frustrated that I'm not getting the ball. And it's Hurts who is the godfather to Brown's child. Working out together days before the trade. So, two close friends who have managed to be co-workers, even though they don't like each other, apparently. Something is up with them, apparently. They used to be friends, and something happened, as Brandon Graham said, before it was time to do a cleanup on Isle Philly.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.